I'm my brother's keeper. I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame. We're the healers of the heart.
Hey, Bryan. Hi there, my other's keeper here. How you doing?
Hey, hello. Hey, would you stop that? Phil's wanting to get in on the action.
Oh, hey, buddy. How you doing? I see a tail kind of wagging back and forth there.
Yeah, that's Phil. He just finished eating, so I don't know. Don't worry, I'll take you out in a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, Crystal. Yeah, we're gonna keep this short. Poor Phil won't have to wait super long.
And I'm exhausted. It's been a long several days.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We can make it. Let's make this short and sweet. Okay.
All right. So
last time you were together.
Last time back on the ranch.
Last time you and I were together here, I was reporting on me hopefully getting some shots done, the stellate ganglion blocking shots.
Yes.
Well, I sort of got something like that done, but it wasn't really that.
Right.
Okay. And I kind of figured out afterwards why I got the procedure done that I got done. Okay.
Okay.
What they did basically was they gave me an epidural, my neck. It has to deal with the type of diagnosis I have. Okay.
Okay.
My main diagnosis is pain and arthritis in the discs and stuff in my neck that radiates out my, the limbs and stuff. Right. So that's what she wrote the referrals for. So that's what they did.
Okay.
But the good thing is, I told you, my anxiety for having further procedures done is much lessened. It's tamped down a lot because it was a simple procedure, very simple, very painless.
Nice.
Yeah, like I laid down on this table, that had this little like thing where held me up here and it held me here, and they put my face in this little foam thing, and they did their they prepped the area with some topical numbing agent, and then I felt a little. They let it wait. I waited a little bit, and then I felt a little stick, and it was all numb and everything. And about 10 minutes later, they said, "Okay, you're done." So I put my shirt back on, and I went into the lobby to wait around. They wanted to watch me for 10, 15 minutes to make sure I had no side effects or anything, like I didn't pass out or anything like that. No ill side effects. It's the steroid that they give you guys when you have kids for the epidural.
And by you guys, he is trying to say women, an epidural.
Women.
Yes.
When they give it. But yeah, like I said, basically they gave me an epidural. They gave my neck an epidural. Okay. And they hit me. They hit me around between, I think it was between C6 and C7, right? Because when I took the Band-Aid off, I felt about where it was, and then I went and did a little research, and I was like, yeah, that's about right it. So I'm hoping that it does have some type of tertiary effects on the stellates there. Going forward, I've got to do some some more research, and then more correspondence with my primary and stuff. And I see a psychiatrist in March, and we're going to continue on. He's supposed to help me with do research on the actual duosympathetic reset to see if we can actually get that done. If I can get get some help actually getting that done, or worst comes to worst, I'll just go to the pain clinic here and pay for it.
Right. Yeah.
But the good thing is I can have this particular procedure done, and it has helped a little bit with my arthritis pain and crap in my neck. It just hasn't really helped with through here too much.
Down the arm, like the nerve.
Yeah, down the arm, because the way my pain radiates, it starts here.
Okay.
There's a point right up here that it all kind of radiates out from, and it's here. I feel it really tense through here, then out through here, and then through here, and then along down my back and on my left side and stuff. So it's like, and
okay, so
I felt some.
We're going to stop here and just back up a little, because Teresa's confused, and I don't blame you. If you didn't see the previous show, we're going to talk about what he's talking about is what?
Okay. Stellate ganglion blocking. Stellate ganglion blocking is a procedure that was developed about 100 years ago to help specifically women with pain in their extremities and with postmenopausal stuff, right?
The hot flashes.
And what it is, what it is you have these star-shaped clusters of nerves. Stellate means star-shaped. These little ganglions on C7 and C2 on either side of your cervical spine, C2 and C7, and those are connected to your fight or flight, fawn, freeze, or faint, or whatever the new F they end up putting with it. Mechanism.
Group. Yeah.
The basically you're fucked. You're fucked
now.
Okay. Pardon. We're over 5 minutes, so sorry. Yeah. So one of the side effects that they've discovered of that process is lessening of anxiety and other symptoms associated with trauma. My particular stuff is childhood or complex post-traumatic stress. And and some people in especially the SPTV community, thanks to this guy, Jamie Mustard, and you can read about it all in this book called The Invisible Machine. Plus, there are multiple interviews he's done on YouTube, like with Natalie Webster, with there for a while. He did some with Aaron Smith Levin. The best one, the best interview I have seen him do was the one he did with Natalie Webster. That was a 2 hours.
I'll have to look that one up.
Riveting the entire time. I was riveted to it the entire time. Yeah, it's a couple months old. It's like 5 or 6 months old or so. But
is this after she got the shot?
It's just fascinating and hard. Natalie Webster didn't get the shot.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking Miriam. You're thinking Miriam Francis.
That's who I'm thinking of. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Miriam Francis. Because yeah. Hey, Don. So that's basically in a nutshell. It's a physical way to treat those symptoms. And you can have it done with chronic pain, because Cheryl Fullerton, she had it done because of her fibromyalgia, had it done, and it's helped her. There's all kinds of people in the in the ex-Scientology and anti-Scientology community have had it done. And I'm just trying to figure out a way to get it done without me having to pay for it. Which is, and this is the process I'm having to go through.
That's right.
But as far as the tertiary effects, I have not expected that, especially since I think, when I got there and they said, no, we're not doing a stellate ganglion block, we're doing you an epidural. and I was like, okay, I'm going to have it done. It's not exactly what I decided to do. So I was like, okay, right. I'm probably it's going to be more of the pain blocking and stuff than the other side, but it's just takes time, and like when I was talking about this with my counselor and stuff, it's like, it's that impatient little boy. and that impatient 3-year-old wants to get this done and over with. And I need, realize it's not a magic bullet.
No,
it's not a magic bullet. But hopefully, going forward, I will see, I will see improvement, only time will tell improvement, but what is improvement, Good thing is I'm getting back in school, so that'll be a test of that, because I have very bad anxiety about school, about failing, because I haven't, I failed my first time attempting school. I've failed the multiple times since then, and but I'm different now. I feel different now than I did back then.
You're a grown up.
Well,
that's a big part of it.
Well, not just that. It's I'm more centered and stuff, despite the fact that the world's going to hell in a handbasket and all this existential dread. It's like, it feels sick. The world feels sick. And it's really hard not to feel soiled. You know what I mean? By the shit that's going on. And I'm just trying to I'm just trying to survive it, just like everybody else, especially in this community where we're this diverse, where a lot of stuff that's going on out there in the world hits a lot of us at home. And I'm here. I'm I'm the one that's but I have a heart, and I'm empathetic, and I'm a straight white dude. So but we'll figure it out. We'll get through it. We'll get through it together. That's how we're going to have to make it.
Yep. So you had told me earlier that you will be getting this shot how frequently now?
I can have it done up to 4 times a year. So I plan on having it done about once every 3 months. So next week I'll schedule it again, and I'll go back and see. And but maybe in between now and then, because I don't see my primary again until so I've got to start corresponding with her and seeing exactly what. Are we having connectivity issues? Hello?
You've been glitching a little bit.
Okay. Okay, yes. So, okay, good. Yeah. So it's not just me. It's okay. Okay, is that better?
Yep. Nope.
Am I frozen or are you frozen?
No, that would have been you.
I'm frozen?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, no, you have been freezing about once every 10, 15 seconds. Just for a little bit, but yeah.
Okay. So good. It's kind of funny. I see myself going and I see you freeze.
I know. Yeah. Well, and then I see myself going and I see you freeze. So The funny thing is, this didn't happen at all for the half an hour before we went on. Yeah. This didn't happen at all for the half an hour prior to going live.
Yeah, you were breaking up there.
Okay.
A bunch of that.
Okay. Let me take a look at my connection here.
Yes, it didn't happen at all. Half an hour before we went live.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
it's my internet.
Oh
boy. Great.
Okay, good. Okay.
Be right back.
Okay. So while he's fixing all of that, I want to say hello to everybody. Hi, Misha, Blake, Dawn, Crystal, Teresa. Who else do we have here? I think that's who we have so far today. Oh, Indigo. Nice to see you. Okay. And Minnie's Dart Frogs and Critters. Nice. And that's everybody today. Great. Okay. I've promised Bryan that his part will be short because he's exhausted. Or as my daughters would say, exhaustipated, which is so tired you can't give a crap. So, yeah, I'm going to, once Bryan is done and needs to be gone completely, I will put the link down in the chat, and then we can have a chat together and see how everybody's doing. So, yeah, that's a very good question, Indigo. I'll star that question. So unfortunately, he thought he was getting the dual sympathetic reset, or sorry, the stellate ganglion block, which was not for PTSD, but it was for pain, etc. But that's not what he ended up getting. So Indigo wants to know, Bryan, do you notice any changes yet? Okay, and Bryan is frozen again.
Okay.
We got you. Okay, so Bryan, I'm going to kick you, and I will get you to maybe restart.
Can you hear me?
Oh, little bit. Okay, I'm going to kick you, and I'm going to get you to restart. Okay. I can't see Indigo. Are they still here? And I haven't seen Indigo in the last little bit. Oh yeah, it's been several minutes since about 15 minutes ago. And see if that helps. Okay. Yes, very good idea, Misha. We will definitely try just audio and see if that helps. Is now over modding on the village. Ah, okay. Okay. So that's where they're modding from. Excellent. Thank you so much. So once it happens that we've excused Bryan and allowed him to head to bed, what is it you would like to talk about? I'm wondering, oh, there we go. Bryan is backstage. He is not backstage. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Hi, Bryan. It was suggested that we have you simply on audio and take away your video. So if you could turn off your video, then and we can try just audio and see if that works any better. What do you think? Okay, so Bryan, can you turn off your camera and just do audio? See if that'll work. I agree, Dawn. Absolutely. Absolutely. When we first started chatting before the broadcast, I could tell immediately he was just better. You know, like that. There's just that little extra something. Okay, so Bryan.
I'm really surprised because I'm wanting to rip and freaking and fucking strangle whoever is causing this crap to happen.
Why don't you turn off your camera and then we can just do audio, and I'm certain that'll come straight through. How about that?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Mommy, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, Tommy. Tommy. Oh, Lord.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, I think we have you back real time now. This is good.
This is frustrating as fuck. Pardon my language.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Dawn is exactly right. You're relaxed. I'm loving this, Bryan. Oh, yeah. So nice to see when somebody's had a weight taken off their shoulders, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just going to put into...
I don't know. Is it caught up? Has it caught up? Has it caught up? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you see me?
Okay, there we go. Let's try that.
Okay, because you... Okay. Say something.
All right, your connectivity is working really well right now. So let's make hay while the sun shines.
Okay, you're kind of... Okay, yeah, you're... Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad you think so. Things seem fine. I don't know. Right now, I'm just freaking exhausted. As far as pain, I've felt a little better. I don't know. It was a hard day today. I'm tired. I'm really, really tired.
Mm-hmm.
Keep fingers crossed and all that stuff. I'm glad y'all. I'm glad you guys maybe see. It might be easier for other people to see than for me, you know, because I live it and y'all guys don't.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
I don't know, but lessons learned though.
Mm-hmm.
If the actual procedure is anything like what I had done, it's not that bad. So if that is one of the things that is keeping people from going forward with having it done, I assure you, I am covered with tattoos, but I'm a freaking needle phobe. It's kind of funny that most people covered with tattoos are needle phobes. The only person sticking a needle in me is someone certified by the state, you know, and I don't even want to know.
And doctors aren't.
But if you want to have it done, it's relatively painless from what,
Good.
and if I can extrapolate out for whatever it'll do, for whatever, however they do it, whether they do it here, because I know when you have the dual sympathetic reset done, I think they hit you on the right side the first day and the left side the second day.
That's right.
And then so yeah, it's so if that's your people out there in YouTube land, if that is one of your hangups for having it done, believe me,
Fear of pain.
Fear. Although just go have it. If that's one thing that you can put lower on the thing you need to worry about, because like I said,
Right.
the only thing I felt was a little heat, and then I felt a little pinprick, basically like I was getting a vaccination or something like that, and next thing I know, 10 minutes later, I felt this, like I told you, it's where they stuck me was right around C6, C7. When right before he said, "You're done, get up," I felt this warmth spread from here back on. It was basically on each side, and then it went down to about right here on each side, on the back of, like in my triceps. So
nice.
I felt it spread out. So keep your fingers crossed that the tertiary, some of the tertiary effects are the lessening of anxiety and stuff like that, because those are the long-term effects. And they specifically told me for the effects for what I had it done for, not expect any noticeable improvement for 5, 6, 7 days. I had it done on Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So it's been 5.
So yeah.
So sometime in the next week or so, you'll be feeling something different.
This week, So sometimes it's just pain relief that helps with partially too, but yeah, I went on my road trip yesterday, and the state troopers are very, very notorious on Highway 65. And I was coming back on Highway 65 between Harrison and Marshall, and that's where they do their patrols. And I ran into one, and not too long after he ripped around, and I was like, "Is he coming after me?" But I just did my 55, but I still felt that the gut, the stuff in the gut,
the anxiety,
anxiety did pump up. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll figure out. I don't plan on getting followed by any state troopers, but I just did my little thing, and then it was like the last stage of the road where it's 4 lane before it goes to 2 lane and goes through mountains. He turned around and went back, and it was just like, "Oh, pretty please," and I was home pretty please.
Oh boy.
Oh, I am tired, my friends. So
Indigo wants to know what type of arthritis you have, because will it be different shots for different types, or rheumatoid, osteo?
Let me tell you. According to the doctor that I went and had my medical evaluation.
Psoriatic arthritis is also a thing. Absolutely.
Okay. According to I'm looking at the notes from my last visit. Where is it? Chronic pain, asking for injections. Past history. Stenosis. No, it's something else. No, it's written in here somewhere because okay, because for you with the HDL, it says cervical DDD and canal stenosis.
Right. Okay.
That's what I have. Cervical DDD and canal stenosis.
Do you know what stenosis is?
Pretend I don't and someone tell me.
Okay, stenosis. I have it as well between C5 and C6.
A condition where tubular structures in the body become narrow.
That's right. Yes. So the hole that allows your spinal cord to go through to the arms is sucked tight.
Yeah.
And so it's causing friction, which causes pain.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. MRI C spine with disc bulging and canal stenosis. Yes, that's what's I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I can tell you exactly where it radiates from too, because I'm feeling it right now. It radiates right there. Right there. Right there's where I tore. That's where right there's where I tore stuff when I was in the Navy. I was lifting a box and it tore.
Ooh. Ow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then because I lifted a box at the wrong time, because the ship I was on was very top heavy, right? And I happened to be on the top. I was like on the 04 level, so that's like 50 feet above waterline, and it was rough seas.
Oh wow!
And I lifted the box when we hit and a wave hit us, and I went, and then I went and reported it to medical, and went back and kept on working. So.
Oh,
that's one of the things I draw disability for. So,
yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, my friend, I promised you that I would keep it short for you. It's been half an hour. I'm blessing you to leave.
It's time for a shower and sleep. So,
yes.
I will see y'all later. We'll get back together next week or something and talk more or whatever.
Absolutely.
When I have more. Bye, everybody.
More energy. Okay. See you later, Bryan.
Later. Bye. See y'all in the morning at my show. Be in my show tomorrow.
Yay!
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. I would love to be able to have a chat with y'all. So if you want to come on and you want to visit in person, I'd be more than happy to have you on. So come on in and we'll have a chat. Misha, I have missed talking to you, my girl. Missed it. But I know when you need a break. So I know you need a break when you need a break. So yeah. All right, here we go. Indigo. Hey, nice bunny hug.
Oh yeah. Guys, look what came today. Can you see it? I have my background on. See, I got my sweater.
Let's play Whack-A-Troll.
Yes. So cute. It's really warm too. It's like snowing at some point starting at 3 a.m. Like so.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Work was like, if you wake up and it's snowing, don't come in. And I'm like, well, the weather advisory says the worst of it's 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. between Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
Which means I don't want to go outside.
No.
Oop. Crystal,
you are, I have you on. You are frozen or something. Okay, I'm going to try adding you to stage again. And you are not there, so I'm going to kick you. And then I'm going to have you log back on, okay?
StreamYard.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
now
guys, these hoodies are great. They're like so warm and comfortable.
They are wonderful. Yep, they are wonderful. Okay, let's try again. Here we go. Hi, Crystal. There we are.
We can see you now.
Yes, and hear you.
It'll be a little shaky because I don't know where my tripod is.
That is totally
or have
fair.
a place to put it right now.
Yeah, it's in a box that way, somewhere over there. Yeah,
Over there somewhere.
exactly.
I'm so happy
Yes.
for you. Your videos are so cute of you like getting your space all organized. I'm so excited for you.
I know. Aren't they fun? Her place is
The
so
cat did
beautiful.
a wonderful job building the dresser. And by building, I mean sitting on it when you were trying to build it. They helped.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I just posted 5 pictures before I came on.
Oh, did you?
of
Okay,
what-
I haven't seen those ones yet.
No, because you were already talking with Bryan. It was literally at 5:59 that I posted them.
Yeah, I'd have missed those.
The bedroom is about as set up as I can right now. I had a
Okay.
puzzle of butterflies that I wanted to put above, like at the head of my bed, and it's worked because it's been standing upright in a tote for how many months? So it's warped the wrong way. So I either have to weigh it down incredibly hard to get it to go flat, or I just won't be able to put it up.
I would suggest taking some mineral oil to the wood and putting it under your bed. And that will allow it to flex out, right? Without soaking through and getting like moldy and stuff. And then allowing your bed to flatten it for, say, a week or two. That should work.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I like this. That's right. That's right, Misha. Say it's a piece of art. The butterfly effect. Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
I love butterflies too. I will have butterfly wallpaper to put up in my office space. Once I order it and kind of sand the wall a little bit so it actually sticks on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did put my metal butterflies up.
Oh,
I
yes.
have
They're
2
so
big metal butterflies that I put up, and I put my cherub puzzle up.
Ah.
And I got my nightstand built.
Yay!
Oh, your bedroom is coming together, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, you're a lot handier than I am. I take a look at the directions.
She is so good.
I open the directions, and if there's not words and pictures, I cry and call a man friend. Literally, like my roommate's like, if you order this other desk, I'm gonna build it, right? I'm like, yes, let's not lie to myself. Like, if there's not words with the pictures, like when they're just like, there's only pictures, no words.
Yeah.
I'm like, my brain is just like, I cannot. Yeah, I need both. So when it's like a little paragraph that's like, take the L screw with the H thing, I'm like, that I can do. This is labeled H. This is labeled L. I cannot go by only pictures because this is round, but this is also round, and they're different sizes of round.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Yes.
Yeah. I am not good with those schematic drawings and stuff like that. We built some sheds in our backyard. And my husband, my 2 daughters, and my mom, all of those 4 worked great together. And I'm like, here, I'll hold the paper. You can look on the paper. That's as good as I got. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
because I was messaging Crystal. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I could help you like organize." And she's like, "What do I do for a job, Indigo?" And I was like, "Oh, you don't need help organizing your space. You got this."
Exactly.
I was like, "We have the same skill buddies." That's why we're not the same. It's so funny to me because I watched friends do this with their own planning where they'll put people that have the same skill on the same team. And then I always switch with somebody because I'm like, no, you have an organizer for the bathroom. Put me somewhere else. Otherwise, me and this other organizer aren't going to be able to like build the vanity.
Yeah.
Like builder, organizer. They make a good set.
Yeah. And if you have two organizers, you might organize in a different way, so you'll butt heads. So that's frustrating as well.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up with a dilemma earlier this afternoon. I wanted to have one of my salads. So I went looking for the bowl for my salad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And then I thought, well, I'll have tacos, which is just grated cheese on nacho cheesies or on nacho Doritos.
Right.
And then I realized I can't find my grater either.
Oh no.
It's probably hanging out with the bowl partying somewhere.
This is what I learned.
It was.
From, not that you're going to have to move again, but this is what I learned from my first two moves is I always did the kitchen packing myself and labeled it and ate off paper plates until I moved, because the first thing anyone wants after they help you move is food. And if you don't know where the plates are, you always end up just going out for food instead. Pizza.
Why would you ever go out for food? Gracious, Crystal. We went out for every stinking meal for a week.
You get so tired.
It was delightful.
I feel like the worst part of a move is like not knowing, like, this is why I am trying to just like stay here as long as I possibly can and make sure my next move is into a space that I never have to move out of again. It's because like, why am I going to put the energy to put all my stuff up when it's just going to have to go back in a box in maybe like X amount of time? But I've been here for 2 years already. So I'm like, maybe I can put some cute decorations up.
Yes.
And tell my brain that the decorations will make me happy when I see them. Do I see them when they're in the box? No. But then my brain goes, you know where they are. I'm like, but if I put them on a shelf and the shelf doesn't move, I also know where they are.
True.
Yeah. See,
and as you have now learned from Crystal, make sure that if it's something that needs to be flat, lay it down.
Yeah, it's tough
That's
though, because I feel like a lot of what I did this time was last time me and my roommate moved, we almost did all the packing ourselves, except at the very end when our friends were like, okay, we don't have time to organize before the movers come. We're just going to combine stuff. Now we're trying to uncombine because I'm staying and he's going. So now we're like, is this your copy? Because we have the same copy of the same books, some of them, and some like, wait, is this yours or mine? Is that the book collector?
Is one in better shape, or does it not matter?
Ooh.
You know, like it's
book file question. That's hard.
See, most of my stuff that I was able to pack beforehand was all boxed or toted and said what it was, where it belonged. But that
she was so organized. It was great.
But during the actual move, like the move happened over a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And during that time, some of those boxes got emptied, taken back over to the trailer, and refilled. And that's where my problem is now, because my kitchen, I kind of needed the stuff until the end. And because I was having a hard time getting motivated the 2 days before the keys were got and the move started,
Mm-hmm.
my kitchen just kind of went into whatever box there was. And
that's
now
fair.
I'm kind of going, where is everything? I still
Yeah.
don't know where the cord is to for my headset. I still haven't found
Really?
that.
Oh no.
Cords are the
Yeah.
worst.
Like
they're like
her
socks.
headset like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I'm sorry. I wish I could have helped you.
That was like me
That's okay.
when I tried to pack my office, which I had to use up until the last move because I was, working and
Yeah.
such. And then I was like, I cannot find the cords for my printer still. And it's been like 2 years. I know there's some.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know they're
At which
in a
point you either
box.
buy a new printer or get new cords.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
Yeah.
seeing if the cords are on Amazon because the last time we tested the printer at the old place and the scanner, it all still works just fine. So it's like not
Okay.
a defect. Well, ink is a lot though, so I'm like, well, should I just get an inkjet? It's cheaper, but I already have the printer, so I'm like, I'm torn.
What kind of printer do you have?
It's a HP printer scanner. It can be a fax machine, but I don't have a landline.
Okay. Yeah, I had one of those as well. I used to have, and basically every time we ran out of ink, I just bought a new printer because it was worth about the same amount.
Yes. What I like about it is like I have some friends that do like physical art where they like to scan a digital copy, but they don't have a scanner. So that's what I would use the scanner for in like documents and stuff. Like the amount of stuff doctors want me to fax to them. I'm like, but why? I'm coming in
Oh yeah.
as a person to this appointment. Why can't I just hand you it to scan yourself and then I can take it back home? No, it has to be faxed. Okay.
Why?
Okay. Why?
Why?
Or they're like, are
Absolutely.
you sure? Can you verify yourself? And I'm like, really?
Let me show you the printer I have. I absolutely love it.
Oh, what's that cute
I have
too?
that.
Is that a stuffed animal?
It is. It's a
Oh, it's a leprechaun.
no, it's a Yeti.
Oh, it's a Yeti. Oh, the hat with the hat on it looked like, oh, that is so cute. Oh my God.
It's my hat.
Sorry, I mean no offense to actual Irish people.
I'm an actual Irish people. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway,
oh yeah,
so
just
this is the
sometimes when I
printer
do
that
accents.
I have.
Ooh.
Okay, it's an Epson 3600, and it's the kind with the inkwells.
Yeah, that you just pop in a new thing when you run out.
No, you don't pop in anything new. You pour it in. It's right there.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you pour in the ink, and
It gets everywhere.
no, it doesn't. It's really good. They've got a system. No, you just pour in the ink. The only problem is if you don't. Oh, hi, Barb. Nice to see you.
Barbie, nice to see you.
Hi, Barb.
If you don't print regularly, like with any printer, the ink heads dry out. So then you have to clean the ink heads and all of that stuff. But the ink here will last me a year rather than with another type of printer when the ink only lasts.
That's really
3
what I
months.
was thinking of doing in the future once I get my ducks in a row, like figure out how long I have to work a second job for.
Yeah.
But yeah, because getting a printer up will also help me because I never do things one at a time, because who does that? I was like, oh, I might need to get a second job, but I also want to actually start a business where I can help people like evaluate, because I think I didn't think about this until I became less able from like my own conditions, where I didn't have a concept when I was able of like, how do I clean things if I can't push down on my wrist?
Right.
How do I do this task if I can't bend over and put the dust in the dustpan. So I thought, okay, if I'm having limitations in my 30s, what can I do to help people of any age figure out like a personalized plan or a budget way to get tools that would make life easier for them. Like,
that's right.
Maybe you can't afford to get something new, but I just looked online. I Googled the other day. I was like, oh, they refurbish laptops. I bet they refurbish Roombas or whatever your mini vacuums are. Do. And I was like, why have I never thought about this before? Like, that would solve my can't like push the vacuum for too long issue. Like if I just had a little Roomba go like zooming around. But that's my thought process. A lot of people want to be organized. They go to budget buy a bunch of bins, but then they get home, they get overwhelmed, and they're like, I know there's a way to make these bins work, but I'm too overwhelmed. So then I was like, what if my business was really sitting down with someone and being like, I'm not a medical professional, but after like learning about my mom's hoarding disorder and how her Lyme disease, she got in a mini car accident in her like 60s where she hit, there was a pole at a parking lot that wasn't painted yellow. And it was like, it was like in between two parking spots, right? So people couldn't pull through and like break the rules of the road in the parking lot. And it basically meant that until her brain healed, she couldn't make like visual decisions on things. And then she got Lyme disease. Distance? No, like I could walk into her house and be like, this is a pile of junk mail. It's all ads you don't need to look at. But she couldn't like executively decide that this wasn't important. So then the paper built up. Then she got Lyme disease. And it attacked her joints in her knees and her arm and her elbows. So she couldn't lift anything and she couldn't like walk easily. And it gave her brain fog on top of the other brain stuff. And so actually helping her in the last 10 years where she's actually healed, like she got treated for the Lyme disease. She said, like, I can think now. And then it made sense to me. I was like, if this can happen to me and my mom, it could happen. It does happen to anyone. Like, what if my business was just being like, okay, let's sit down and make a list of the things that are impacting your life and start space by space. So the way I deal with my life is I go, okay, trash and dishes and laundry are must-haves. Like,
so those are the things that stink.
Yes, and the buildup. And so then I was like, okay, if these have to get done, how can I find a way to make it a routine? Especially if you have young kids, like this is a bad way to say it, they're malleable, right? More malleable than
they are.
So you go, okay, please don't throw your clothes on the ground, put them in the dirty basket. That could make the difference with somebody with mobility issues if their kids just put clothes in a dirty basket and then, oh, my husband's home, he'll do the laundry. He can move the basket. I can't move the basket. But that way I can move a shirt. Clothes aren't on the floor. And then you get everybody else in on how they can easily do it themselves. And then as they kind of build the routine, like item by item, because it's item by item buildup is what I've noticed with myself. It's like I hit a wall with being able to do a certain type of cleaning. So then I'm like, I'm just not going to do it, which is not great.
Oh, I hear you.
So because I kind of want to start that business, but I also need a second job while I do that so I can pay my rent. So it's like, so I'm like trying to set myself up and I'm like, well, if I had a printer and I could visualize how I want to set up like a booklet, I want to make a booklet that people can fill out that makes it less overwhelming, because I feel like the minute you make a goal and you complete it, actually giving yourself a gold star functions a purpose.
Absolutely.
Like it makes you so happy. And then you're like, if you see how many stars you build up in a day, it could be as simple as got out of bed. There are some days.
Yeah, that wasn't me yesterday.
Exactly. Or like, but you know what I mean? Like,
me neither.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah. See, I could have stayed at your place. I now have this huge air mattress. It took up, okay, Crystal's bed took up this much space. My bed took up the rest of it in the entire room. Like her bed was to one wall. My bed took from her bed to the other wall. So, yeah.
So for
It was
those of
huge.
you that can see the picture of where my bed is, my bed was where it is now. And the floor space between that and the other wall is
Yeah.
it was a queen size air mattress.
Yes, absolutely. And it was 20 inches high. So it's like up to my knees. And it was nice and firm. I have to say, this is an excellent air mattress. Totally off topic. Okay, let's zoom back into what Indigo was saying.
But yeah, but I was like, hi, it's okay. But that's what I'm saying is like when you feel overwhelmed already, like you don't see all that you are doing. So I even think starting a booklet where you can see everything you do in a day, and it's like, let yourself, like, pat yourself on the back that you did it, because then it shows you what you can do, because we always focus on what we can't do, right? I can't bend over and do this. I can't do this. But what about all the stuff you did just do that you're not acknowledging?
Right.
And that's a part of
something
it too,
I might suggest. Something I might suggest is do your booklet on your computer, get it all ready, and send one copy to Staples to print. So you can see what it looks like, see what needs to change. You don't have to do a ton of copies, and you don't have to pay out hundreds of dollars for a printer, a laminator, a Surluxer, like all of these other things to bind.
Because I was actually thinking,
so check out Staples first.
Yeah, because I was actually looking at Fourth Wall, because because if I'm going to do a business, I'm going to have merch. It's not going to be like merch in the sense of like your cute hoodie, but it's going to be like products that people could get for the purpose of tracking their progress. And the reason I say too is like a lot of people don't consider how big medical stuff changes your life. And I think if you live with somebody else, you know, going with each individual too and saying, okay, this booklet is for Kim. This booklet is for Mr. Kim. Right. I'm so
Mr. Keeper.
Mr. Keeper. Mr. Kim.
That's right.
But like to say like, okay, so here's a comparison of what you can do versus what the person living with people or person living with you can do. Maybe there's a service you haven't considered. Like I want a section of the booklet to say, oh, thank you. You too. See, look, I accepted a compliment. I worked on it in therapy to just say thank you for compliments instead of trying to delegitimize them.
Yeah, trying to deflect.
Yeah.
Simply saying thank you is all you need. You don't have to become,
A part of the booklet too is like a lot of people don't think about like what makes you happy. Like you make your art and then you put it up, it makes you happy. Okay, so how do we compare each person's abilities, like what they're good at and what they're capable of, and make them a team? Because if you're a family, the worst emotion is like, I'm struggling, or like even resources, right? I didn't know there were services until my friend told me. She's like, you could have called these people after your surgery and had them come clean for free. And I had no idea that existed. Like, that would have helped me in like the 3 months I was incapable of doing anything but working and sleeping.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or even there's a lot of services that people don't know about that do the same in terms of like, have you suffered a big loss in your life? Like, did you just lose your husband? We can come and like help you sign up for like Meals on Wheels, so you don't have to worry about groceries and cooking while you're grieving. Or, you know, again, here's a discount. We offer people to come clean their house when they're grieving, because, you know,
Yeah.
who's gonna want to
Grief
fucking
just
clean when you're sad, man? Like nobody.
Yeah. Grief's
And
like
my mom
mud. It
also
just
lost
stuck right there.
my poor mom, and now I feel kind of bad for being hard on her. Like in my 20s, when my stuff was starting, she like had that car accident, Lyme disease, and then all her siblings passed away before I turned 30. I literally don't know how she even had energy to help anyone else.
Wow.
I don't. And she even, it broke my heart. She even said she's like getting all excited to clean out her house now. And we're going like, literally, we do 2 5-foot squares. Like if I'm going to do a cleaning weekend with her, we do 2 5-foot squares a day, and that's it. Like little by little. And she goes, you know what I noticed about this stack of paper? It was all after this sibling died.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. You know? So that it affects a lot of your ability. Grief causes brain fog, just like a medical condition, because it changes the chemistry in your body. When you grieve, it changes the chemistry in your body. When you have medical issues, it changes the chemistry in your body. And so it's about balance and figuring out. And she's excited about cleaning now. Obviously, she wasn't like in the throes of trying to figure out all that, but now she's like, hopeful that and she thought stuff was lost. It was just put in an area that she didn't remember where it was.
Yeah.
Even though she told me to put it there, but like just the brain fog. So is that stuff, like stuff like that I think having written down so that people can remember, like, it's not that someone's willfully ignoring you or not doing something. There's a reason, and there's a way to help motivate little by little, because a lot of people also take too big a task and then get overwhelmed, and then just is like, well, that was a failure, I guess I just won't look at it again. And then it's like, no, that's not good.
That's not helpful at all.
I watch a lot of cleaning channels too. I find them relaxing.
It's kind of what I'm facing is going through everything now and finding a spot for it. And as much as the packing became overwhelming, the unpacking is becoming overwhelming to the point where it's hard for me to even move. Like, I just, in a lot of ways, these last few days, I've had to force myself to put things away.
Crystal, I have a question for you. How frequently are you coming to Saskatoon?
I don't know. The next time probably won't be until March.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is you come to the city and then I go to your place halfway in between. You know what I'm saying? And that way we're going both directions and you're getting extra, like a body double, you know. When I was there, I couldn't do anything. But Crystal said numerous times how much of a help I was simply by being there. So if I can simply be a help by being there, you know, then that won't be as overwhelming for you. Okay, so
take a little break as well. Like I think we're very similar, Crystal. Like we just want to get it done, but then we overdo it, and then like if we don't take breaks, because like I think there's also that fear of like, you don't have to rush on unpacking necessarily because you're going to be there for a while, you know?
Yes, exactly.
You know,
that's what I told her. She has all the time in the world. So it's not a pressure except for in here, right? It's the internal pressure.
And the excitement of like wanting to reclaim your realm is what I'm calling my business.
I like that.
The part
That's
that
a
is
great name.
that's frustrating is in this last week and a bit, I've ended up having a new form of not being able to do things. I get down to do something and I can't get back up again. And that's new. And I sit there and I have to think, okay, how do I get up? Literally, how do I get up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your
you have to
body
make a
is
plan for
trying
getting back up.
to force you to rest. So I would say maybe, like even if you just sit in your chair and then Kim is there with you, she could bring in a box and be like, oh, look at the items in this box. Let's write a list. And then because I think when you push yourself as hard as that, I did that in my last move to where the moving truck, we were getting like to the end of the hours that we had booked, and I was lifting stuff that was way too heavy for me. I was going way too much up and down stairs, doing way too much. And then in the following days, I was like, I literally
can't move.
And but then I was like, but I have to use the bathroom.
I have to get out of bed to go pee.
Yeah.
I went into work on Saturday and Sunday, and it felt like my whole body was made of lead. Like to lift an arm, to lift a leg, to move anything, just was a struggle. And even when I came home, it was a struggle. I don't know whether to thank the really cold weather or not, but because of it, I've been home the last 2 days. But it's just, it's getting like there's been a few times since I went back to work in October where I'll be down and it's like, okay, I'm between 8 feet where there's no actual solid shelf that I can put my weight onto to stand back up. How am I going to get up? But that has become, even here, Kim had to help me many times just to stand up once I got down on the floor. And
I need to teach you how to get up the way I do. I use yoga. Basically, I do downward dog. Is I will go down and I'll be like my hands and my feet, right, will be on the floor, and then I'll just walk my hands back toward my feet, and then I'll walk my hands up to my knees, and I'll help push myself up that way. That's how I've had to learn how to do it. I look like a 2-year-old, but at least I can get off the floor. Like, I'm serious. I look like a toddler.
That is such a move. Like the other weekend, well, actually the reason I've been gone from everything for like a week is I like had a breakdown last week. Like I just hit many walls, and I was just like, let's just disappear off the internet. But I didn't really tell very many people I was doing that. I just kind of did it. Yeah. But it gave my brain.
Sometimes you just have to do that, right?
But one of the things I did was I was listening to music while I was sitting on the floor, and then I was like, I guess I'm going to just be laying on the floor. And my roommate came in. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm on the floor. Like, I gotta lay. My body was just like, stop sitting. Stop looking at stuff. Just stop. And I just had to like lay on the floor until I was able to like sit. And then I had to sit for a while before I could stand, because my body was just like, I have been going and going and going and going and going since like last March. And this whirlwind of like medical follow-ups and organizing my apartment and all these things. And then California's on fire, our government's on fire, everything that I can't control is on fire.
Right.
So I kind of zoomed in and I was like, my apartment is not on fire. let's just focus there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Barb
I
says
think
the
it's
floor
fine.
and I have been friends more than a few times. Absolutely.
This is why I get
And
plush
Indigo-
rugs too.
And Indigo, you really need to do that seminar on modding, and record it so that people can, you know, because we've talked about that. You are phenomenal at being a moderator. So giving people tips and tricks and all of that stuff that seems
part
to
of it
just be
is
logical to you. For everybody else, it's not logical yet because they haven't thought of it yet.
I will give credit where it's due. Mandy,
Mm-hmm.
MX Mandy McGee, made a sheet for Keela's channel that has links and stuff to copy paste, and that's what I use for Keela's. But then I was like, I have made maybe a little bit of an overcomplicated version template of, so I borrowed Mandy's idea and made a template to fill it that people can fill in for their own mods and links and all that. Because it's really just like Keela has a very specific thing she wants done. But it's across the board. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you're a mod or a viewer. If you're breaking the rules, the consequence is the same for that stream.
For that duration, yeah.
And then other people have different vibes, or like, I'm a blunt person, so I will just say to anyone who I mod for, like, I'm just that person that's like, for example, a rule on Keela's channel is that she wants people to be able to say things and try to work it out in the chat. However, if it derails the subject of the video, like it becomes the focus instead of the focus of the video, just temporarily kick both parties. Be like, hey guys, we've asked you 3 times that we're gonna fix it later. If you keep pushing it, because that way it says, okay, both parts causing the issue are just temporarily gone for the stream. And then it's not a he said, she said, person versus person. It's just the rule, right? So that's kind of like my thing is, there's a lot of stuff in the Scientology community coming out from behind the scenes. This is just an example that I learned before I modded for Keela. And I kept quiet because I don't take people's business they trust me with and plaster it everywhere. That's just not cool. But things are coming to light where I've known or had a feeling for a long time. And people are like, oh, you don't really seem surprised this happened. I'm like, there is a curtain, even for channels as chill as this. Like, mods are moderating. If there's conflicts between viewers or mods or things in the background, we keep that in a background for a reason. Most of the time, it doesn't need to be known by everyone. But when you do know all of the little pieces, it can get very stressful. So what I try to do is remember, like, there's going to be curious people who ask a question out of genuine care of a person, but that will respect the boundary of, we're not going to air it in the chat. Please message me privately. The people in this, I will make a direct address to any community that you mod for, or in general to anyone watching these things. Like, if you blatantly disrespect a creator I mods for request to not ask a question in the chat, or other moderators tell you it doesn't matter why that comment was hidden, please move on, and you don't move on, you are going to be temporarily booted for the stream because you're not respecting the boundaries that people are putting in place. That's a lot of this is respecting creators Also, I'm not afraid to tell a creator, I think you're too tired. I think you should stop in the private chat, guys, not in the, sometimes with stubborn people, I love you, Keela, but you're stubborn. I'll do it in the chat where everyone else can see it.
Keela, I love you, go to bed.
Yes, exactly. We love her so much, but she needs to sleep. No, but
yeah.
But you know what I mean is like, if I can see that things are wearing down on mods or even me or the creator, I will in the background always be saying we should stop. Let's just do a part 2. Let's just pick this up later, because we're human. And a lot of us are facing emotional fatigue, like in our own life, supporting each other. There's only so much trauma support that you can do for people before it starts affecting you because you care about them, right? And so like that's why I took a huge step back in the last weeks or so, because I was starting to like when I wasn't in Facebook on my computer, I was on my phone checking like hourly, trying to support people. And then I'm like, wait, I need to turn off. Like I need to take a step back because, you know, I can't do this 24/7. I'm not, even people who are trained can't do it 24/7. Nurses, our nurses out there are amazing, but they're overworked. You know, they can't regulate at a certain point, but they don't get to like leave early or not do their shift. So it's like, what's the balance of being in that job and overworked and snapping at a patient who's needing support, but understanding that, like, I had a nurse for my surgery where she woke me up for like my 6th vitals check in like what felt like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to sleep for like 5 minutes, and she comes and I'm like, I'm not freaking dead. And she's like, okay, honey, but I need to check your vitals, and I brought you the good meds. And she like hands me the pain meds because like the anesthetic had worn off. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's like, yeah, I know it sucks because you want to sleep, but like we have to do it this way to make sure that when you wake up tomorrow that we can release you home. And I was like, I get that. I just get cranky when I'm tired and hungry. I hadn't eaten since like the lunch of like I had to fast super long because it was a neck surgery.
Ooh, yeah.
And so my surgeon was great. She comes the next morning and she's like, how do you feel? I'm like you cut me open yesterday. And she's like, all right, you're clearly snarky enough. And I'm like, are you going to feed me now? I also haven't eaten since like 2 days ago. And she was like,
right.
I think you're ready to go home after we see you eat some soup.
Speaking of going home, I am very tired and I need to have another nap. Crystal knows now how much I nap. It's a lot. So
dude,
anyway,
I wish we could build naps into the workday, honestly.
I know, right? Yes, absolutely. Yes, Barb, she is snarky enough. And sometimes, we love your snark. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. I love you. I will see you tomorrow when we will be reading Psalm 75. So if you want to read ahead, you can read Psalm 75. And we'll be talking about that one. And I'll try not to freeze on screen again because I'm only on my phone. So, all right, I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good day. Okay, bye-bye.
We come from different paths, but we're not alone. Carrying stories in the shadows, aching to be shown. Through the pain and healing, together we will rise. With every open heart, we see through clearer eyes. You are my brother, my sister, my friend. In this space, the broken pieces mend. No hate, just love and of the heart.